Hello, everybody. This is the next video in a long series that I need to record for the week, but I hope you all understand. So, without further ado, we're going to get on to some devblog action here. There's quite a few published, so I'm going to try to get through the whole gauntlet here that we have. So, we have submarine next steps here: oxygen replaced with battery charge, later with dive capacity. So they're thinking that they're going to put these into the randoms. Okay. Sonar. Kind of just recapping what they did over the last year. Submarines. Been ranked in co-op for 2 months. Based on feedback, we've planned a number of changes and improvements to sub gameplay. And 10.9 will add ASW to most battleships from Tier 5 to Tier 10, which I covered in Well's devblog roundup 1. Exceptions will be Dutch cruisers and hybrid ships. This change, in addition to allowing all classes to counter submarines while underwater, also removes some of the counter submarine burdens from destroyers. Be easier to deal with submarines. Torpedoes will now be launched one by one. This game will become more dynamic. The change will gain more control with torpedoes fired. Well, I certainly don't think it's going to be a good change to the game to have that, because your DCP is already going to be overloaded. I'm already seeing forum threads and Reddit posts about people wanting to uninstall once the update goes live. Wargaming, just FYI. German submarine. This is talking about how they're balancing Germans to be more longer range and Americans to be more close range. Just to sum up that. Changing the dive capacity. Also changing the settings for some submarines and co-op and training. Now AI will take more active, so they'll be more aggressive. Beginning to monitor submarines feedback. We like to discuss your feedback right your submarines on most addressed with some torpedoes. Understand the same thing. This unusual mechanic, but the changes that remain in peculiars of sub weapons. This mechanic can become a full-fledged and interesting part of the game. I don't think so. Is this the next step? So where we're gonna have homing missiles next? Because honestly, I don't think missiles are gonna belong in the game next, because that's essentially what you've created as missiles almost. This mechanic can become full-fledged and interesting part of the game. I wonder if that means the future where they're gonna do missile ships. The new missile ships is really gonna be over for the game. I'm not even kidding. At that point, I'm gonna be out. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But right now, submarines have homing like missiles, which is crazy. Taking into account how submarines act over the ground, determine a course. You only put it in because you're too lazy to sit there and set up mechanics which allow players to adjust their firing on their own. Because you don't want it to completely slow down class gameplay, is my guess. Maneuver operations as close to reality as possible. Yourself with submarine feeling additional location of ping displayed on your ship from which the submarine is trying to attack, minimize damage. Torpedoes homing a particular distant target. Therefore, if you're headed towards torpedo distance, once your torpedo stop homing increases, and the chance to invade increases as well. Update 10.10. Almost all ships will have anti-submarines. There'll be no need to fear if submarine makes a mistake. It'll be able to. There'll be no need to fear if a submarine makes a mistake. We'll be able to submerge without consequences. Okay, what is this supposed to mean? All ships will have anti-sub weapons, and you're saying there's no fear for a submarine to make a mistake and then just submerge without consequences. Okay. You guys are really being ridiculous right now. Another frequently cited points is use of DCP to reset torpedo homing. We don't understand this. We do not see. Okay, Wargaming. You guys need to stop being really ridiculous right now. You need to increase the action time of damage control party or reduce the cooldown on ships and actually take time to do that. Players, people watching, make your voices heard on this. That they change this aspect of subs so that there is a faster cooldown on damage control party at the very least. Opportunity to work with you in damage control and area choose. Okay, well, we're already getting HE spam on us already. You think that we really want to be able to have to rely on damage control party to stop the pings? You guys are really being annoying. So we're going to create a situation where nobody can push and it's camp fest the entire time. Something that nobody wants. As soon as fire stop flood to get rid of torpedo hole more than the ping does not create. It does create an additional load on control party. It doesn't redistribute it. It creates additional load. Because if you sit there and if you get a ping and then you use your DCP and then you have a bunch of ships setting you on fire with HE shells, you are essentially a goner and you're going to take the full brunt of the fires. Right moment to use the right consumable. How about you make it easier for everybody and reduce the cooldown on damage control party at the very least if you're going to go in this direction. Okay, if you're open to our feedback, why aren't you taking our feedback on DCP and letting us sit there and have a faster cooldown on it, since you seem to think it's the thing that's going to solve everything for your homing torpedoes. Ugh. I don't like that. I don't like how this is going. If current implementation does not work well enough, we'll think about how to improve it or change it. Well, why don't you change it now? Author proposals to change battles from 12x 12 to increase initial submarines. At this moment, we're not considering this possibility for various reasons. One of them is an increase will increase the number of elements that you need to monitor, is another increase in load on server and your computers for more 12 by 12 hours. Creates the events enemy kept in mind, increase the number of players. Significantly complicate. Worsen gameplay. You're already going to worsen gameplay by putting everything onto DCP for homing of torpedoes. Reduce the number of gunfights between ships. This is true, but our game is developing. How do you think makes World Warships fun? You think it's going to be fun having to dodge torpedoes? No, it's not. Like I said, I've seen threads on Reddit, on the forum, saying people are going to uninstall new types of interactions with them. Okay, well, you mean the kind of interactions where people are going to just camp the whole time because they can't push because there's submarines in the water? Cut me a break. This will add new interaction to layer gameplay you enjoyed. Oh, no, I don't think people enjoy dropping depth charges at all. I think you guys are pulling that one out of your ass. I think this will add another variable to battles. I'll make gameplay more unique. No. It will not. If anything, it's going to frustrate a lot of veteran players into uninstalling because of your ridiculous thoughts on this. And you guys, you guys are going to have a lot of angry people on the forums again because of this. Directed submarines and randoms. Okay, so they're not. A good thing to note is that they're going to sit there and not have captains come when they rent the subs. And they're going to stick subs into random battles. They're trying to sit there and give you a bunch of propaganda about how this is a good idea. It's not. If anything, you know what you should have did is you should have taken your convoy mode. You should have sat there and used that as a vector for testing subs. Instead, you're putting them into randoms. You're going to sit there and piss off people. They're not even getting into super ships yet and how they're going to stick those in a special season of ranked in the future here. They're going to wait to tell us that until probably later on in the month. Assess condition and receive feedback from largest group. More like you're going to piss off a bunch of people. Changes, battle pace. Yeah, it's going to piss off a bunch of players. You don't sit there and change a game significantly with what works. What's worked for 5 years, almost 6 years, is people having gun duels. Having fun with that, with the rock, paper, scissors. CVs may mess with that a little bit, but at least they're manageable. Subs are not going to be as manageable. I feel for the people that are going to uninstall, but I'm going to keep going regardless of this ridiculous change. But if they add missile ships into the game, I think that's the point where I'm like, bye bye. I hope that doesn't happen. But since they have homing mechanics, I think it might happen. I hope not. And look at this. We're repeating CV rework. They want people to play the ships at least 4% and 8% of the game population tier 10 playing the ships. That's just ridiculous. Available from Armory. My. Then this part right here is, of course, important to be no more than 2 per team for initial 4 minutes. No more than 4 when waiting for 4 minutes. Just number of players do not expect. Ah, gosh. How can we enjoy something that's going to sit there and ruin the fun? Alright, next one is changes to test ships. Incomparable, they're changing it so it accelerates faster up to 24 moving forward and 5 when reversing. Propulsion mod 1 no longer available. Mounted repair party. Repairs with specialized repair teams will be able to repair more Citadel damage. Prince Rupert, another nerf from 12,700 to 11,500. Why do they keep nerfing the lines and making every ship in the line terrible unless you get to the tier 10? I don't like this new direction at all. Karl von Schonberg, torpedo speed reduced from 65 to 62, torpedo range reduced from, ouch, 8 to 7.5 kilometers. Ouch. It's got to hurt. Fix an issue was caused attack ability from range, not taken by air. Okay, not much else going on here. Asymmetric battles are postponed until a future update because they're having bugs apparently. Transformers Collab 35th anniversary. They're going to add in more containers so you can complete it for free. They'll announce it later. And then they're replacing Khabarovsk with this destroyer Delaney at the beginning of 2022 for some silly reason, because I guess they need another tier 10 ship to sell for coal. But this is basically an upgraded Tashkent. So if you want to get a free camo for this ship, you keep grinding up to Khabarovsk before the end of the year, of course. Delaney is upgraded Tashkent 3x2 133 millimeters 1.5. Damage control party repair party engine boost. Stats subject to change, and that's Delaney. Delaney will replace Khabarovsk. Khabarovsk will become a special ship, which means they can sell her for money if they really want to. Add armor for coal. Will remain on the council owners. It will be credited. All players who own any permanent camouflage for Khabarovsk receive Type 20. For Delaney, ship herself can only be obtained after research and purchasing. And finally, for us that have owned Moskva, including myself, we're going to get compensated 5,000 doubloons within a week of update 10.9. And we're going to receive the Type 20 for a Nevsky within a week of release 10.9. All right, that was quite a lot of changes. To recap, subs coming into randoms, gonna be launching torps one by one. More ships getting ASW. Test ships incomparable becoming faster. Rupert nerf. Conrad Starboard nerf. Visibility range changes. Asymmetric battles delayed. Transformers collaboration. More free containers. Tech tree start of the year. Going to be changed. She's going to be changed. So you're going to have Delaney at the top of the tier. Khabarovsk becoming a special ship. Moskva owners being compensated 5,000 doubloons. update 10.9 and getting camouflage for Adenevsky. So that was quite a lot to keep track of. I hope you all appreciated this devblog roundup. Please remember to like, watch, and subscribe for future World of Warships and Temple Run 2 videos. And thank you for watching. This was a long one. Thank you for your support.